welcome back to the Journey with me, Fonte. And today I'll be speaking about foster caring and foster home and foster care with children in the foster home. How does it affect one's well-being, moving forward in life and all that? And my guest today is Dr. Clare Eluka, who has really, achieved a lot, even though she's been in a foster home. So stay with me. Now, you've been through all this, through childhood and moving forward as a teenager. How have you come through it, and emotionally, psychologically, and all that? It must have been difficult for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's no joke. Growing up in care is not a joke. It's a very serious thing, and I think I was able to survive a lot of what other people growing up with me couldn't, because they didn't have brothers and sisters to help them. And I have to really attribute my success to my brothers and sisters, because they're my confidants. I go home and tell them every aspect of what's going on in my life, business life, relationships, friends, foolishness, anything that's going on in my life, they know all about it. And they are the greatest crew of friends, brothers and sisters anybody in this world could wish for. And I think without them and their counsel, without being able to go home to them and get their wise words, I would have made so many awful mistakes. I would have made my situation worse. And I think in many ways it's very easy for you to sort of feel sorry for yourself when you're going through difficult times. It's human nature to want to sort of comfort yourself.
Yeah.
But life is always about the way to bounce back. You can't pray for life to be easy. You have to pray for you to have the skills to deal with it. And my skill set comes from my brothers and sisters.
Now it's time for us to smile. In every darkness, there's always the light at the end of the tunnel. And that is where we're heading right now with Dr. Clare. So, Dr. Clare, tell me, with all the background story, childhood struggles and family issues and things like that, tell me, how did you become a scientist? How did you go to school, your education? That's wonderful, isn't it?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I used education as my only crutch. When I was a kid, I guess moving children's home, foster home, children's home again, independent living, get your own fly, teen, managing that whole journey through adolescence. Education was the only thing that was constant. From the age of 5 to 24, I was studying. And I was waking up 7 o'clock in the morning, getting myself ready, going to school, come home, study, homework. And I think when you don't have your parents sort of pushing you, my mum's in she's an older woman and she's, in her mental health. My dad's gone and my siblings are just trying to make their lives come together. You sort of have to push yourself. And I went to uni. I was the first person in my family to go to uni. I did a BA in drama, film and TV because I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to go to Hollywood and be a star.
You were still, having that, that dream in being.
Totally. And I will do it. I've got 30 years of life experience to bring to the camera that I didn't have before. So it will happen. But that's where I was, 18 at uni to 21. 2001 to 2003,
then
10 years ago.
From aspiring to become an actress to becoming a scientist now.
So what happened is that...
And an entrepreneur as well.
Totally, yeah. I mean, what happened is that I realised that the industry was drying up with work, or that there was just no work for black actresses, and there still isn't. Much work unless you create it yourself. I started a makeup blog because I was obsessed with makeup. So I would have all the big brands, Bobby, Estee, sent biking me products to blog, and my blog at the time was called Spikes Makeup. Because when I was at Brown, I had a shaving Mohican and I was called Spiky, and that's that story. There was another Claire, white Claire, black Claire, it was called Black Claire Spiky, and it kind of stuck and I liked the nickname. And then I started mixing and blending. My skin was bad. I used to mask it.
When you say your skin was bad, what was
full head of spots and scars, always got the same sort of 2 boils on the cheeks when I would come on my cycle. dryness, just not great. And obviously you're trying to mask that with makeup instead of addressing it with good skincare, good nutrition. So I took the journey, became a vegan, realised that all the meat and the wheat was causing me inflammation internally and on my skin. Internally I healed, I was better, I had more energy, more vitality, but my skin was still poor. So I sort of looked in my makeup bag, saw all the products that were in there that contained lactose or wheat germ and all these ingredients that I couldn't ingest, and I removed them. And then I thought, you know what, I'm now left with only a couple of products that I can use, so I need to sort of create my own. And I did a teaching degree at the same time, so I got my PGCE in drama education, so that if the business didn't take off, I could always go back and become a drama teacher. Because you've got to have your own backup plan. I've got no mum and dad, I've got no safety net. I've got no one. I have to create my own safety net. So that's what I thought. So I did that, qualified at 23, decided that I'm not going to teach because, well, I taught, but not full time. Because I had a grey hair at the end of the course and it was like, geez, teaching's full on, you know, and by the time you look at it, it's minimum wage for the amount of headache and work that teachers do, it's crazy. So I thought, teach part-time, do the business at night, grow it. So I started my first brand, I took it to Spitalfields, it was selling, people were enjoying it, couldn't believe how natural the formulations were. They were so basic, like I would stick the labels on with sellotape and print them on my own home printer, and it was so shabby chic, and I loved it, you know, because that's the only way to start.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay, I need to sort of upgrade, rebrand, because the name Raw Skin Food just didn't work. And
so the first name was what?
Raw Skin Food.
Oh goodness.
And that's what it is. That's what it is. That was 2009.
Okay. Yeah.
So 11 even. So up 18 months of raw skin food, and it's what it is. It's raw and it's skin food, but it's not what you call the company. Yes. Literally. So I need to come up with a brand name. At the same time, I was actually in a relationship, and I was trying to end that relationship. It took me 9 months to finally leave him, and subsequently 10 days after I did, he ran off with the business. So I had to start again. So it was perfect timing at the time. At the time it was devastating, but now it was perfect timing because I needed to rebrand, to get all this information from customers, retailers, and they were like, Claire, it's not going to work with this shabby chic packaging and with the name. The name is off-putting. So I went, where do I go? I go back home. My brothers and sisters were in this sort of like prayer vigil for 3 months, just sketching out the original pre-made logo. I could see this stamp, this seal of approval. It's changed now. Now it's a little slightly different, but this used to be a green stamp up until just weeks ago actually.
So the name pre-made, how did it come?
Well, I called the brand Principles at first, skincare with morals. And then Debenham said, because they've got Principles clothing. So even though it's not the same territory, they thought me, I'm a little person, they can come.
So you have it in Debenhams now?
No, I was saying that was for trademark.
Okay.
So then I went back to a solicitor and he said, look, every name that comes to mind, someone else is probably going to have registered it. You need to create something unique. So I got about 10 friends on the WhatsApp and we brainstormed. And they were like, Claire, what's the unique selling point? Like, how can you, because it's so unique what you're doing, but how do you kind of take it into 1 or 2 words? So I got the beginning of the word premium and the end of the word formulae, put them together and it's pre-May, that's how it's spelled.
Oh, yeah.
But the way I pronounce it is pre-May.
Okay.
And pre-May, the beautiful serendipity about it is that in Portuguese, it means before the mother.
Okay.
So people thought, my Portuguese friends in Sao Paulo, they thought I'd deliberately done that because like before Mother Earth, there was just nature and the elements. And I was like, oh my God, that's such a great story, but it's not the truth. The truth is, it's 2 words put together.
Yeah.
So whilst I rebranded, Pre-May launched December 2011 in Uganda first actually, and then launched in London.
Why in Uganda?
Because I sourced my cocoa butter from there originally. And I went out there to work with a cooperative of young women and men in Lusaka in the south of Uganda, where they are
actually is giving back to the community.
That's what I did, yeah, completely. And was training them on how to make their own soap. so that they could sell it and make a profit. That's sort of one of my life goals in the future. Once I make a financial success
in your short life, you've done just covered almost every area.
Yeah, because I've got so much more to do. I've got a lot to do. Like, this is just 30 years. I've got like 50 years of work to do. So, and then I got my allergy diploma in 12 months. I was doing that from home, and then I applied to get my doctorate. And I thought 10 grand to do a doctorate. This is long. I don't have the time. I don't really have the funds to plant into that. So I wrote to Trinity College. I sent them all of my press. I sent them my business plan, and they took that as a thesis. And they awarded me an honorary doctorate in biochemistry because they said, you've done the work, you don't need to come and do the degree.
Wow.
And I was like, God, it's so good. So I started 2014 with a doctorate in my pocket, and really, I think for me, that was really about, I felt insecure actually, because I was 26, I was told, what is this allergy free, what is vegan, you're young, you're black, who are you to say we've got Clinique, why do we need pre-made? And I'm like, it's so different. Couldn't be more different. Customer skin will tell you how different it is. The proof is in the pudding. And within 40 days of launching, we became award nominated for our clemency range, which is now called Dr. Clare's Farmer 100, which is now a multi-award winning eczema range. We do products for combination skin. I have 16 shades of mango-based foundation, my pride and joy. So we have from the whitest ebony, ivory, all the way to the darkest kind of Sudan, East Sudan skin tone. And that's really important because not every black girl is NW45, We're all not wearing the same shade, we all have so many shades, and I'm sure I can even do more. But I've really, really, really worked on that, and they're named after my favourite gluten-free superfoods like moringa and sarsaparilla or rye. So really, really delicious and smell delicious as well. And in that time, we've got 15 awards collectively, me and my products. I've got 8, my products have got 7. So we're sort of in competition with each other.
I know.
We've been featured on Bloomberg and Sky and Vogue, and all of these opportunities is such a blessing when they come to you. Yeah. I didn't know how to knock on doors. I was trying to fight for the little publications and they weren't showing me no love. And I think that's the way God works, Sometimes you're sort of punching below your weight, and then the big stuff, what is big, but the big stuff comes to you and you're like, wow, I didn't even know you were watching me. So when I was flown over to Nigeria to speak in front of the president's wife, and I've got a standing ovation, and they were saying we're going to have 5 women, Vogue, we're going to pick, not Vogue, Forbes, we're going to pick the 5 most influential. I thought, I just started my business, so I know it ain't me, but I thought, let me just speak to the editor's assistant, and if I can talk to her and just say, look, my name's Claire, I wasn't a doctor at the time, I'm just Claire, founder of pre-made. If there's any way I can get on that list, I'd love to, but I know you're busy, I'm not going to trouble you, I'm going to go now, and thank you for your time. And the editor was just batting me off, this white guy called Chris, South African guy. So every time I tried to get his attention, he went, so I thought, oh my God, there's no way I'm getting this magazine. Left it, was preparing my speech, just got into myself. I was walking past the stage, and then I thought, why are we going past the stage? And they said, oh, we're going to fit you for your dress. I was like, my dress? I had my suit on, I thought I was fine. Like, no, you're one of the 5. And I was like, what? Are you serious? Just like, gotta get cabs outside. So they drove me to House of Dior Sego.
Yeah.
And she's like the Dior of Lagos.
I know.
Amazing. And as soon as I saw my dress, I was like, I want that one, the green one. So you've got 5 of us looking beautiful. All thanks to her name's Victoria Abiola. She's the founder of WOWI, Women of West African Enterprise. Because she brought us together, and I felt so welcome for the first time from our own people, from so many Igbos there, Yorubas, all of our people together, celebrating each other as women, and it was just moving. It was really moving, and I think and then I came home to Vogue asking me to put my baby products in there for Prince William's son, as in that this is a good product to use for the baby. I was like, what is this? So, I mean, I've had so much press after that, and I continue to have it, and it's necessary and it's good, but obviously it's not validation at the end of the day. The validation comes from how you feel inside. the impact that you're making on your customers. When I get a text or a lovely email saying, you know, your products have changed my life or my skin. I couldn't wear these clothing, I didn't have the confidence. Now that my eczema is clear, I can wear, you know, sleeveless or no tights. You know, those little things bring tears to my eyes. Those things are my goal, those are my value, you know. So it's almost like do the work first, you get paid in the long run, but it's really your value is measured on how much you are serving the world, how much change are you making. And I'm really glad that I can make some changes.
Wow. I'm really sure you are wowing just like myself. I am, you know, I'm honored to have had Dr. Clare on my show to talk about her journey through childhood, teenage time, and now an entrepreneur, you know, developing brands that are going global. That really tells you that, see, no matter what, no matter your background, there is no excuse for you to achieve your life goal. So make it a day of vision. Thank you from me, Frontier. See you next time.